A's and B's just like everybody else, but I just wasn't that interested, And when I wanted to not do nothing, I done like everybody else. I made them D's and F's. But but if I needed to make a or B, I could do that. But I wasn't no type of guy that would be was even thinking about college or nothing, like that. I wasn't even thinking about that kind of stuff. And at this point, I ain't even mad about it, Yeah. And then, except for the fact that I think maybe if I had went to college, maybe I'd be more successful. Yeah. But right now, I ain't gonna say you don't really want to never be content with where you at because you always want to go higher, right?
Yes, sir.
But right now, shoot, I feel so blessed. I don't want to worry about nothing. With my little simple life that I live, I don't have to worry about nothing. I don't worry about nothing, man. Shit.
When I was we had an issue. What? It was recorded, but then for some reason it said SD not format.
That's funny how that little bitty thing like that take care of all that stuff, huh?
I know. Show you the video that we got because what I did was, we originally gonna do it in the studio. He came out to Dallas and we found a studio.
Okay.
Had this exact setup, but
okay.
How we think, my mind started rolling. I took pictures of everything.
So you said we can get our own stuff, huh?
I mean, we got enough money to do it.
You know
what I'm saying? And then we had somebody to put some money behind us, and they were like, "We'll take care of that."
Dang.
So
that's a good thing, man.
Showed them. LJ showed them what we had.
Mm-hmm.
And they was like, "Shit, let's ride with it."
Let's ride with it, huh? So y'all got some people back in that believe in you, and y'all ready to roll, huh? And this is just gonna lead to bigger and better things for you. Hopefully. More financing and all that, huh?
Hopefully. Mm-hmm. It's rolling. We're rolling.
Okay.
So, like I said, so you started. Well, you said in school.
Well, what happened is my last year of high school, I'd already had a kid by then, and so I was at the school there, and they needed a custodian because one guy quit on them.
While you were in school?
Yeah, while I was in school. So, and it was only about I only had about 2 weeks left of school left.
Oh, okay.
Only had about 2 weeks of school left, and I was in the wood shop, and the wood shop instructor, Mr. Avalay, he told the maintenance supervisor about me because he knew I already had a kid, and so he asked me, "Well, you plan on going to college?" And I said, "Well, I really hadn't thought about it." He said, "The reason I asked, we got a job opening over here in the maintenance department, custodial department, really," and said, "Guy needs somebody to go to work for him. So, would you be interested?" And I'm thinking, well, I already got a kid and broke. Yeah, I better go to work. So I told him, yeah. And so he said, well, from this point on, after I got the interview and I took the job, he said, from this point on, the rest of the year, don't worry about coming to the wood shop. Just go to work. And so that's how I started. And then after I worked for him, like I say, it wasn't about 2 weeks before school was out. So I worked those 2 weeks as a custodian, and the maintenance guy, the heat and air guy, basically, which was Bob Sherrill.
Bob Sherrill.
Yeah, Bob Sherrill. Yeah, he wanted some help during the summer.
Yeah.
And so he wanted me to help him. So he asked Robert, put me with him. So I worked out real good with him during the summer. And so when the beginning year started up, he said, well, I'm gonna talk to Robert and see if I can get some help. I need some help, in the truck with me. And so if he decided to let me have some help, then I'll recommend you. And so he did. And so I think it was like the school started in September, like it always does. And so they placed me over at Reed back as a custodian. And so I went to work as a custodian over there, cleaning every day. And then around October, Bob Sherrill showed up over at the campus at Reed and said, look, come on, go with me. We got you. So, and I started out working with him. And then after that, we were doing all this stuff, electrical, plumbing, all this heating and air and stuff. And so I worked with him, and I was interested in learning stuff, just trying to take stuff in. And then after a while, I decided myself, I said, well, if I can do this for the school, if I learn good enough, maybe I can do this for me to help me out. So I started trying to do little things on my own and got a little bit deterred because didn't quite understand everything right off the bat.
But you were 18, 19.
Yeah, I was a young guy. And in fact, one of my first projects by myself, I was going to put a fan motor on a window unit. I smoked it. Yeah. I smoked that motor.
That confidence booster.
Yeah, that was a confidence booster. But I didn't give up, man. I kept striving and man, just kept going at it and just one day at a time and didn't try to rush it. And I tell you what, and when I first started going out on my own, I'd always felt somebody call me, and I always like, oh man, I hate to go. I ain't gonna be able to do nothing with this, Yeah. And but now, if somebody call me now, I just hop in the truck and go.
Just go.
Yeah.
I just go, not even thinking, you might not be able to fix this thing. You might not be able to fix this thing, but I just been doing it so long that even if I don't fix it, it's not gonna bother me. I've worked on so much stuff, and a defeat. I mean, it just don't come very often. I put it like this: 90% of the things that I go out to do, I take care of it.
Yeah.
And I just thank the Lord for it because I know that God is in the mix, and He's been taking care of me all this time. He blessed me. I've made a lot of decisions that now people probably think that I'm not smart enough to be making. I've made a whole lot of good decisions that's helped me out a whole lot and brought me to this point. And it's even got me to the point to where, because I know where I come from. Mm-hmm. It's even got me to the point to where I can walk with my head up and make me feel good about myself. Yeah, it really.
You're doing good work.
Yeah. And I really try to, help the people too. And it just, I just thank God because I've been through some things. Man, I really have. When we was coming up, I know a lot of people can tell this story about when they were coming up, they didn't have this and they didn't have that, and I can tell that same story and it'd be the truth too. I mean, holes in your shoes, holes in your pants when it wasn't cool. Y'all buy that stuff like that now. And it costs you extra money for the holes in the pants. Shoot, man, want to walk down through there with your hand over your daggum knee because you got a hole in your pants. You want everybody to see it and bother you. I mean, but that's kind of life I came from. And my mom, she did all she can for us, love her to death, and as far as a father figure in my life, there was not one there. Really? There was not one there. No. So I thank God for the way that I turned out because I did not have no father leadership in my life, period. So, no stepdaddy, no nothing. My mama.
Wow.
That's right, my mama.
No nothing.
No, man. No, my mama.
Wow.
I had to give her credit for all that. Her and the Lord.
17 years old, first kid. What was the mindset of that back then?
Oh, man. I'm gonna buy these diapers, man. Man, I tell you what, man.
That's a lot because, kids these days, I wouldn't even say kids. I would even say myself, First of all, you wouldn't think of, man, I could possibly work at the school. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Never think about that.
Right.
And then a lot of people got too much pride or a custodian. You hear that?
That's right.
Got too much pride.
Because
but people don't even know what all goes into that. And you not having too much of an ego and knowing you need to make some money.
It was tough at times, though. Let me tell you this. I can remember times when I kind of felt embarrassed about my position when I was younger because all of my kids, I mean, all of my classmates and the other kids in school. Yeah, I'm out walking around the school campus in the afternoon picking up paper, and I mean.
But you making money.
I'm making money, but I didn't have sense enough to realize that I'm making money and I shouldn't be ashamed of that. Yeah. I'm ashamed. I don't want nobody to see me running around picking up paper, But you know what? After I worked for the school for a while and got to be a man and got mature, that didn't bother me. Even when I didn't have to pick up paper anymore, if I did go out and pick up paper or saw something on the campus or whatever and picked it up on my own, I didn't give a rip who saw me, man. I didn't care. I was already in a good state of mind by then, you know. I was a grown man. I was mature. I knew that was my livelihood, and it didn't bother me anymore.
And I could say, just with you and my dad having the relationship y'all have, you always being like a big brother to him or whatever. Like I was always around you a lot in my youth and everything like that. Then I see you on the school or doing, you know, never saw you. I've never seen you, and I'm sure you had many of your days. I've never seen you upset or not without a smile, man.
Well,
I haven't.
There's been some days, but I'll tell you what. I'm gonna have to say this though. Thanks to the Lord, I ain't that type of person where I walk around like that all the time, and I've had many joyous days, more good days than bad. I thank God for that. Now that's just the truth, and it's just been me. I've had a lot of laughter in my life, but I'm telling you, man, just working at that school and dealing with the people, I enjoyed it. Wasn't making a whole lot of money, had a lot of fun. I guarantee you that. It's been nice.
So fast forward to you working at the school as a janitor, fresh out of high school.
Fresh out of high school.
So when did you make the transition to become the bus driver?
Well, I worked at the school for about 2 years, and then the supervisor talked to me about getting a bus driver's license. So before I got the bus driver's license, at the time they could just write you out a little slip and have you substitute a time or two, you know, so you can, I guess you get the feel of it. Or when they needed somebody desperately, they'd write you out a slip, and you go ahead and get on the bus and drive for somebody else that day. I used to fall in and drive for Bob Sherrill or a couple more when they weren't there. Okay. And after I did that a couple times, then of course a bus route came open. I went ahead and got my bus driver's license. At the time, it wasn't a CDL.
Oh, really?
No, it wasn't called a CDL back then at all. Just get an endorsement on your regular driver's license. It wasn't CDL, right? That came along later. But then I got my own route. And boy, I tell you what, driving that bus, and you, let's say you 18, 19-year-old, and you driving 17 and 16-year-old kids around, and you trying to tell them what to do, that's a chore. I'm telling you, buddy. And especially them girls, man. I mean, the guys too, but girls that's still your age within some that you could talk to. I ain't finna listen to you, man. I tell you what. I'll tell you what. It was rough. I came through the ranks on that bus driver because, like I say, I started when I was a young man, and boy, it was a long time. It was a long time before I heard those kids call me Mr. Lynwood.
Oh, really?
Oh, man, yeah. Shit, the kindergarten kid, Lynwood.
Call you Lynwood.
Damn fine, that's what they call you, Lynwood. That's what they started out. I wasn't number 19 years old. I bet I was that gum 35, 40 before I hear somebody call me Mr. Lynwood.
It shocked you.
Man. But I started, after I got so daggone old, I got sick of it. I didn't want them babies caught, man.
Yeah.
I had to get up on the bus and have a talk with them. Have a talk with them. I tell them kids, I said, just like this. I said, look now, y'all run around calling me Lynwood. I say, you got first-year teachers coming into your school that you call Mr. and Mrs. They 22, 23 years old. Here I am, 35, 40 years old, and you still want to call me Lynwood. Yeah. I ain't gonna stand for it. So I had to put my foot down to demand respect out of them.
That's what I was gonna say.
I had to demand.
I mean, at this point, you got kids of your own
that
are probably younger than them at that point, you know.
Yeah.
And so you're still a man,
right?
And I'm still an adult.
And I'm sitting up here with the kindergarten kids this tall calling me Lynwood. Man, that doesn't feel good at all.
But they seen them older kids do that. So
everybody called me Lynwood. Teachers, all of them, you know. And it was just a pattern. And so it was just something I had to correct. I had to break the cycle. And it took some time to break the cycle, a couple of years. But after that, everything was pretty cool. Boy, I had to go through some stuff at that school. And never regretted really having to went to work there, you know. There's always been some times when I thought I could have went somewhere else and done better. But, you know, as far as my life is concerned, I'm not I'm not upset at all. You know, and knowing where I came from and never thought I'd get to this point. You know, and there are some educated folks that I know right now that's just not doing as well as this old poor broke boy that ain't never been to college. You know, and like I say, God's still by my side. And I made some good decisions. It's been tough, man. I don't want to get too emotional in there, man. It get rough on me. It get rough on me,
That's
man.
good because I always wanted to know. Like, I guess a lot of people just don't know about your transition and you know, like I said, how you came up through the ranks and everything.
Yeah.
And so now you've been in the air conditioning and heating business for.
I would say pretty much on my own. I would go ahead and say probably a good 35, 40 years, 30 to 35, and I just go into it every day by day, not even thinking about it. And I still run into challenges. I mean, because they got new stuff coming out every day that you
got to keep updating.
Yeah, don't understand, you know, and you got to work your way into that. But I've been hanging in there, man. It's been good. It's been a real demand for me around here for some reason. I mean, I don't know. And I told people, I said, it may not be because I'm good. I think it's because I'm cheap. I'm so much cheaper than the opposition, and I will come. You know, all you gotta do is come by or call me, and I'll show up. You know.
So I was gonna say, how do you? Because I guess I know, like, just air conditioning. You probably have seasons like this is peak season. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh,
so
man,
how does that usually go? Does somebody just call Mr. Lynwood, or how does it work? How do you run your daily schedule?
How do I run my daily schedule? What I do is I work off of my phone, and what I do is when they call, most of the time I'll have to make myself a list. I'm my own secretary and everything. Get to be a pain in the butt sometimes. I finally had to get me a set of headphones to put on my ears because I'm out working in an attic or besides the and that just slows me down. So I had to get the earphones now, and I just punch the button and I keep on working, you know. And most of the time they don't distract me, but it's and there are some times when I feel like a couple of things. Sometimes I feel like I need a secretary, and sometimes I feel like I need to open a business. Sometimes I feel like I need to get somebody else to help me, like my son, and we'll just go all out. And sometimes I feel like I just need to quit this. I'm already retired. I'm 62 years old. I done mine. Like I told my wife and the rest of them, I said my bill money come in the mail. I don't have to go nowhere, and all my bills will be paid. But I do a lot of extra stuff with this other money. I jump up and do it. I ain't gonna say anything I want. Anything within reason.
Having the freedom of working hard as you work and making good financial decisions and things like that.
It's worked out for me.
You have the freedom to. I think everybody wants to get to a point where you have passive income, and that's why I'm getting to the age where you're starting to look at your money and you want to get to a point where it works for you. And
right.
Like I said, you put that into position to where, like I said, you got mailbox money.
Yeah. You got mailbox money. Mine come through the mail, and shoot, I don't have to worry about nothing around here, man. We take care. We live within our limits, you know. We don't go out there and act a fool and just throw away money or nothing. But shoot, I can lay in that bed for a month, and the light's still gonna be burning. Yeah. And I'm still gonna be on that roof, man.
That's a good feeling.
It is a good feeling. But then when I go out, most of the time I get a chance to do a lot of extra stuff. Like on my Cadillac out there, there's no need right now. The tread on the tires look good, but they've been on there 4 or 5 years. But if I want to go out and change those tires tomorrow, it wouldn't be no problem, no skin on my back. You know, I mean, I wouldn't even miss the money that I spent on, you know. And if it's $1,000 to put new tires on, it wouldn't be no big deal. I just dropped that, you know. Yeah, that's a good feeling. If one of the appliances go out in the house, refrigerator go out, and I need $2,000, I can. Damn right.
It's there. Yeah.
If my air conditioner go out, I'll go buy me a new air conditioner. That's a good feeling. And I might not be able to do all that if with just my money coming in the mail. You know what I'm saying? My money just coming in the mail, mostly, I mean, that's my bill money. I might not be able to jump up and buy me a new washer or dryer, but at this point, and the people calling me, and I'm taking care of them, and they taking care of me, and I appreciate them. I tell you, they really make me think they really believe in me. They trust me too, and they feel like they're getting a fair deal. I try to treat them right. Yeah, I tell them all. I said the last thing I'm gonna do is let this money make me some enemies. So if I do a job for you, and you're not satisfied, and I can't satisfy you, you can get a refund. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, because you're not in it for the money.
Right. Well, I I'm in it for the money, but
I ain't doing it for free now.
Yeah,
but I'm not depending on that money, to live day by
not
day.
gonna make a break.
No, I'm gonna keep on living like I'm living.
So when did the people actually find out? Like, cause there's always been competition in DeShay County.
Yeah.
And Dumas. So when did the people finally find out? Hey, call Lynwood. He can get us right.
Well, let me tell you, this is the way this thing started, and it's over a long, long period of time. But now it kind of got ridiculous because everybody called me. They even called me and said, "Man, you know how to work on microwaves?" But this way it started out. It started out real slow now, and like everything else, started out real slow. You start doing something for somebody, and I have never, ever had a card printed up in my life to hand them and say, hey, give me a holler, boom, boom, boom. Never done it.
You never did.
It's all
business or anything.
It's always been word of mouth, and it's just been a slow, gradual, steady climb. Yeah. Never feel back. Steady climb, and it's just word of mouth. One telling another, and another telling another, and another telling another, and I can keep on. Say the same thing, and that's the way that's been working. And right now, I'm
40 years.
Man, I have people want me to come to Pine Bluff, go to work. I work all down in McGee because I got so many people down here that got rental property in McGee. And then when I get down there, and then people in McGee telling one another,
Yeah.
And then on plus that, we've got a lot of these companies that they won't put in the work that I put in because so I get some jobs that they don't want because it's a deal.
Some jobs are too small for them.
Well, not necessarily. Wayne's heating air, and not necessarily. I don't want to put him on blast. Nothing. They'll might as well too. But what they'll do is they'll come to a person's house and they'll see the age of the unit and they'll see what needs to be done with it, and they'll tell the person that basically you need to get a new unit. You're going to have to update this. This thing is outdated. I mean, this unit is 20 years old, 20 plus or whatever, and we don't want to keep throwing good money into it.
Yeah.
And these people are saying, well, look, I can't afford $5,000-$6,000 right now. And these guys will basically walk off and leave them hanging, and then somebody will tell them about me, and I go down, and I can remember several, but I know I can remember one in McGee right now that it was this old lady, and she told me that a certain company told her that she needed to replace her unit. I said, well, what's wrong? And she said, I don't know. And so I just happened to be in the hallway. She got a nice clean house and everything. I opened the hallway closet, and I looked at that unit, and I said, they told you got to replace this too? She said, yeah, all of it. I said, oh my Lord, okay, let's see what's going on. So I go out back, and the outside fan motor on the unit was out. So I told her that it's out, and I asked her, did she want to replace? She said, yeah. And see, the unit did have some age on it, but they could have replaced it, but they refused to do that. Seemed like to me that ought to be up to the customer to decide.
If they want
they could tell them, explain it to them. This unit is so old, I'd rather not work on it, blah, blah, blah. We may just be throwing this money away. But they just flat refused to work on them. So that lady still got that unit in her house right now. I mean, I fixed it for a couple of years ago, and she's still running that unit. But that's not the only one. I could probably sit here and tell you 10 or 15 of them that they've been turned down on for service. Just refuse service, because the unit aged. But my people that I work for said I can't afford a new unit right now. Went to a lady's house about 3 weeks ago, and compressor was out, old unit. So I told her she needed to get a new unit. I said, but if you don't get a new unit, I said we can probably put a new compressor on this unit, or I can maybe find you another used unit, or maybe I can put a compressor on this unit. Okay, she had me. I quoted her some prices. I think I told her a new unit about $2,000 for an outside unit, and I told her, so I probably can get you going for about $500. She said, well, look, I'm on a fixed income. She said, my husband died 6 months or so ago, and she says, I really can't afford a new unit right now. I said, well, I'll tell you what we'll do. I said, for $500, I can get you going. So she said, okay, I'll take the $500 deal. And I went down there and took her old compressor out, took another used compressor, because if I had bought a new compressor, the new compressor would have been over $500.
Yeah.
So I took the used compressor, put in her unit, and she cooling good right now. But that was all she could afford, so I got her going. Ain't nobody gonna do that. And I can kind of sympathize with these companies on a lot of these callbacks and stuff, because they have to send a guy and a truck and pay them.
Yes,
Why do I need?
Yeah.
So why do I need to take all these chances? Why I have to send a guy back over with another truck and pay him again for the same thing again? Mm-hmm. So they're trying to cut down on that kind of stuff. But me, I send me and I pay me, and so I take a loss when I need to, and it doesn't never. I don't say it doesn't bother me. It doesn't really seem to affect me. I just hate to be doing stuff over, or I hate to lose, because every time I do stuff over, I don't charge my customers for it. If I come in and make it right for them, they already pay me. I come in and make it right for them for the same money. I don't charge them anymore. But I just believe in trying to help people out, and I just believe in trying to do the right thing, you know. I just believe in trying to do the right thing, and God's blessed me for that, so I ain't freaking quit now, you know. I'm a God-fearing man, you know. I accept Jesus as my personal Savior, you know. So, you know, I've got that fear of the Lord in me, and I want to do right by everybody, because I'm working toward getting to heaven.
Yeah,
I am. I don't do everything right. I'm a long way from being perfect, but most of the times I try to do things right, you know, especially when it comes to people, you know, and trying to treat them right, you know, especially when I'm in business, you know. I'm in business. I'm a businessman, and I don't want nobody, and it shouldn't be. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna just say this, and it's me. And it shouldn't be nobody out there lambasting me about my business. As far as I come out there and bullshit them all their money or nothing. I mean, I'm talking nobody.
Nobody.
yeah,
It shouldn't be nobody out there doing me that way. Because I ain't doing people that way.
yeah.
I mean,
But
if I can't treat you right, I'll put your money back in your hand. You get anybody you want to work on it.
That's why you've been able to do what you do and consistently grow customers, all by word of mouth and good work over 40 years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes I overwork myself for the same amount of money, but, you know, I just keep on going with
You're
that,
still
man.
doing right by people.
Man, yeah.
It's just one of the side effects of having a good heart. And
Yeah,
wanna do right.
that's
You know what I'm
right.
saying?
That's all that is, and it ain't killed me yet. So I'm gonna keep on going at it, man. I ain't mad about it, you know. I ain't mad about it. Get to be rough sometimes mentally when I got 10 calls over here that I need to do, and then I gotta go back on this. And these suckers already paid me, and they call me and say, "Hey, Mr. Lynwood, yeah, this thing done quit again." I already got your money in my pocket. What make me want to go back down now? But you know what I do? I put them first.
Yeah.
No, don't care about them other 10 people. They got their money. They can pay somebody else.
Yeah.
They can go ahead and pay somebody else. But I already got your money. I got to come back to your house. Because if I don't, I'm going to hear about it. No, that's the way I do business, man. I do not do it no other way, and I can't seem to change. It ain't nothing that I've got to. It ain't nothing that. It's just in me. Ain't nothing I got to work hard to try to do. That's just in me. That's just the way I operate. Now, I mean, I ain't gonna change that, because that's just Lynwood. You know, that's the way you do things.
So
That's the way you do things.
But I think I'm not saying we could actually speak for the people, but I think as far as Dumas, Deshae County, the people love them some Lynwood Larkins.
Yeah.
Man, I tell you
Dude,
what.
I don't think nobody out here can say anything bad.
I love the people. They take care of me, though.
Not even about work, just like I said, as a good
As a
person.
person,
just
well,
like,
yeah.
you know.
Well, I try to be that too, you know. Just every day, you know, meeting people, and I just try to be a good, friendly person. And like I say, that's just another thing that I ain't got to work toward. I just wake up like that, and that's just me. That's my character. I don't. I'm not putting on no front. I'm not trying.
Be nice.
Right.
It's just.
I'm not trying to be nice. That's just me.
Yeah.
I can wake up mad and don't know what, and I'm still nice to people I meet.
So that overall, that you as a person, where going back to where you get there from. I know back in January, your mom passed away.
Yeah.
Rest in peace to her.
Yeah.
Great lady, by the way. I know
Great
growing
lady.
up as a kid in Meadowview, we would
Yeah.
spend so much time there. You know, she'll come out, sit outside,
Yeah.
and just interact with everybody.
Yeah.
You didn't have a father figure in your life.
No.
So
And
what was that relationship with mom? I know, but
you know what? My relationship with mom was just like me with y'all. I love just sitting down talking with her, and she did me. And I'm not gonna sit around and say I was her favorite kid, but she depended on me a lot. I'm here local, and she knew that I know how to do a lot of things. I don't care if a light bulb went out in the house. She want me to come over there and put that light bulb in, man. Yeah. But she called on me a lot, and when she did, I was just trying to be there for her. And thanks to the Lord, He always put me in a position where I could take care of her, man.
Yeah.
Whatever little thing that she needs, you know. Yeah. You know, if I couldn't fix it for, maybe I could buy it for her. Yeah.
She taking care of it.
Yeah, she taking care of
I
it.
can pay to have it done.
And then on top of that, if I couldn't buy it for her, I would get on the phone. I talk to the other siblings, and they give me a great deal of respect too. You know, that they value my opinion, and I'll tell them this is what we need to do, and this is what the cost, and we all gonna do what we can. There's no specific amount. We need to try to get this for mama, and I didn't have no problem with my. I mean, I was telling my wife, you know, I said, I ain't mad at now one of them. I've been mad at them before. I mean, sisters and brothers do that, don't they? But I don't go on weeks and months and years mad at my sibling, man. We don't do that. We just don't do that. I don't. They can get mad all they want. I'm thinking right now, I can sit here and think, I don't think now one of them suckers just like me. I think they all love me. I love all them. And we get along. We disagree occasionally, though.
So answer this question.
Okay.
Confirm or deny. Your mom said if any of her kids hit the lottery, become a millionaire, who she wanted to be.
Now, I didn't hear her say it personally, but my wife told me that she said she wanted to be me because she knew she wouldn't have to worry about nothing.
Yeah.
Worry about nothing.
She wouldn't have to worry about nothing. I tell you what, I did all I could for her because I knew one thing. She did all she could for me. Yeah. And, break. Right. I'll be back.
But yeah, so that has a lot to do with like that kind of like reflects like you and I, you know, because you know, with the fam, just say we're both married, and people but the family call upon us a lot.
Yeah,
you know?
And like I said, I don't know if you realized you put me on the spot last week. If you don't know, Brad got married last week, so he ain't had nobody in the wedding. So I'm like, oh shit, like I ain't got to do nothing, you know, just be there for bro. You know what I'm saying? He put me on the spot. And was like, you know, get a toast or whatever.
But you nailed it.
I did, but man,
it was tears pouring everywhere. But you nailed it.
But like I said, man, I got emotional. But that's like I said, like you know, like me and you, we really like the rocks of our family.
Absolutely.
And I know you just taking on another family, and I know they reach out to you too. So, but that's like a lot what Mr. Lynwood was saying. You know, like. You know, you got that one person who you gonna call is gonna be there, is gonna make sure everything's taken care of, and you know, like I said, that was you, you know, that is you, you know, for a lot of parts. So I know if they can't get it, you know, it done, 1 or 2 calls, and we gonna make it happen.
But that also goes back to the so I'm the youngest sibling of my parents, and that's three girls, which include my other sister Chastity. But I never had that big brother, you know, growing up, and you always been there to me, you know. Yeah. So I think that's where collectively as a family, everybody come to us, you know, and it's no family is perfect.
You got that right.
Yeah, but that's just how each family operate.
Right.
You know. Yeah.
I thank God for mine though. We do pretty good as far as getting along with each other. You know.
Yeah.
We do okay. Yeah, we do. They're pretty easy to get along with.
So after you've been into the air conditioning and cooling game, heating and cooling game for so long, then you start to make other investments and start to do that mailbox money. You know what type of things like what started you to invest in and things like that? What gave you that real estate bug? And
well, I don't know. Let me tell you, my wife really gave me the real estate bug. What happened was her brother. He was one of them kind of guys. He was in the real estate real tough, and he passed away. And in his latter days, she helped him in his business and stuff. About the last 6 months to a year, she helped him run his business. And then after he passed away, she done got the bug by then. She won't do it. And me myself, I think that's the all right thing. But I knew I already had enough stuff on my plate, and I knew it was gonna be more work for me. Because I can do a little bit of everything, heating, air, plumbing, electrical, and so all that stuff falls under my category. And I mean, she ain't gonna go out and get somebody else when she think,
home.
Yeah. So every time I turn around, I got something else to do, So, but it's a good business. She's been doing well with it too. I'm really proud of her because I know in the past she's been kind of loose with money and didn't seem like she would handle stuff like I wanted or like I would, But I'm proud of her. She's doing a real good job.
So I want maybe this is I don't know if you're comfortable talking about it, but you're OG in many aspects.
Yeah.
I'm 1 year married in. Little brother just got married last week. So how does it come to handling? I know every house has its different things. The finances and
right.
between man and wife.
Right.
Some people may be frugal. Some people may be impulsive. And spend how does that come with I don't know just how do you come with dealing with that, or it's just a conversation you got to, because a lot of times two people aren't on the same page. As two people see money different. You
That's
know what
true.
I'm saying?
That's true. But one thing about it, after you and it takes some time, and communication is the best thing in the world, and there were some times when my wife didn't see things the way I do, and I'm not saying that the way I see them are better than what she do, but I mean, when we first got together, it was a lot of stuff that she just blow off and may not even think about paying. And over the years, we kind of grew together and grew as one. And we kind of do things close enough alike to where I ain't mad about it. She don't just throw money. Well, if she got extra, she'll chunk it now. But she want to make sure the bill's done first. And priority first. And as long as she do that, she all right with me. I'm telling you, man. Because I tell you what, there was some times earlier in our marriage where she didn't do it just that way. And I can remember one thing, and she probably she gonna see it, huh? But I don't care. But I can remember one time the sheriff or whatever. Well, when you get summons paper, Eric Stein used to come out and summon you with these papers. And he came to me one day over at the school, and he told me, he says, "I got these papers for you." And so they were some papers saying that we owed merchant farmers. We was like behind on a merchant farmers bill up there at Merchant Farmers, and that was a bill that my wife was handling, and I was like, I hadn't heard anything about us having a problem paying anything, so I told Eric, I said, well, let's go to the house, we'll get this straightened out, and all right, and we got to the house, and I told Luda, I said, well, he sent me paper, and they saying we like 3 or 4 months behind on this payment. And she looked at me and she said, that's about right. And I'm about like, what the hell's going on? So there was some boy, I was so mad. If I'd been a white man, I'd been red, boy, I tell you. But over a period of time, I mean, life brings about a change, and so I just don't have to go through a whole lot of that no more. But boy, I was tore up, boy. Let's go to the house. I'm gonna get this stuff straightened out right now. You know, shit. We owed them that money for real. But and we do things a lot different, mate. Well, not a lot different than other people, but this is what we do ours now. There's certain things in the house that I take care of, certain things she take care of.
You got to.
And I've got my own checking account. She got hers, because when we first started up, every time I turn around, Mercy from the bank called me and said, "Mr. Larkins, you need to get $40 in the bank. You need to get $100 in the bank." I said, "I ain't putting up with this shit." So I closed that account. I got my own account, and I'm gonna tell you this right here. This is real funny. After I done that, my wife didn't overdraw no more.
Really?
Shit, no.
Because it's her money. Because it's her money now.
We ain't had that problem no more. I thank God I made that decision, because I mean, every time I turn around, they call me. I had to answer for it, you know. But now if she got her own account, they gonna have to call her. She ain't do that stuff no more, man. As long as they were calling me, she was fine with that.
He'll fix it.
Let that nigga handle it. But she straightened up and just slowly. And I mean, it wasn't like the next day, but over a period of time, everything's straight, man. We do pretty good, man.
That's everything with marriage, you know. Over a period of time, it all just come together. And
our relationship's pretty good too. I mean, 90% of the time we get along. I mean, you know, everybody got that 10%, you know. So I can't stand this sucker, you know. But for the most part, she and I get along real good, you know.
Yeah, she said when I was talking to her earlier during setup, she said, "Yeah, the people love Lynwood, but I really love some Lynwood."
And she always tell me, "I can't stand you." I tell you what, I thank God for her. I tell you what, we do well together, you know. Yeah. We do well together. Yeah, she likes to. I don't know, every now and then, you can't have things both ways, you know. It's just like a lot of times she wants to, and I probably do, be out and work too much, and she get on me about that a lot, and then I said, you know, but it's just like this. Anytime you need anything, I got you.
It's there.
Yeah, I got you, but nah, I might not be able to do that if I stay at home, sit there and hold your hand, you know. But for the most part, she all right. We good to go.
I think that's every household. Mm-hmm.
And the thing about it is real good about it, man. I tell you what, and I know y'all feel the same way, because y'all young in y'all marriage, and but we done it for 30-something years, and I love her, she love me, and it ain't no doubt in my mind. That's where it is. That's what it is.
That's where it's gonna be.
That's what it is, man.
It's gonna be.
That's what it is. And she might jump up and leave tomorrow, but I think we're gonna die out of this one.
I was watching this episode.
I think we're gonna die out of it.
I was watching this episode of Black Love. It was an older couple on there. They were both in like their 70s. They got married in their 60s though. But he was like, I'm a for death to death do you part type of guy. So,
right.
So you plan on leaving? I'm packing my bags too. I'm coming with you.
If I tell my old lady, look, I'm getting out of here. I'm moving. She said, I'm going too. I'm like, no. If I'm going too, if you going too, I'm gonna stay here. Yeah, I mean, sometimes and we got that little old mutt dog. I said, I'm sick of that dog. I said, I'm finna go sleep in another room. She said, I'm going too. Well, dang.
Here come the dog.
Yeah, get him out of here then. Yeah, she a mess though. But I tell you what, I wouldn't trade her. Once I met that gal, my whole life changed. I tell you.
That's usually how it works, man.
Yeah,
you meet the right one, they'll straighten you out and help you get your priorities in order. And I can speak for that for myself. Man, it take my Aunt Cindy to talk about me, man. Mm-hmm. And it's just, once I got married, everybody seen it on me. They was like,
you different, huh?
Yeah, you do something different. You doing something right. You know what I'm saying? And she keep me straightened out.
Yeah.
Shouts out to that.
Like I say, it's been a journey, but it's been a good one. Sometimes I just feel like I'm just overworked, and I told my wife, I said I'm just like a doctor. I'm on call all the time. I just don't get paid what they get paid. I just don't get paid what they get paid. But God, dog, I mean, your birthdays, Christmas, Sunday, it don't matter. Them suckers, they sure don't do it. And if you're a fool like me, you gonna go. They sure gonna call you. Let me call Lynwood. Oh man, they don't care. I just sometimes I turn my phone off. They said, well, don't worry about turning your phone off. Just don't answer it or don't go. I said, I don't even want to hear it ring. If I hear it ring, get on the phone with them. They'll give me a sob story and there I go. But I tell you what, the people can't really say, the ones that I deal with, that I ain't been there for them. And they've been there for me too. I mean, because me knowing all I know, what little I know, it wouldn't be no good unless, the people use me, you know. And they patronize me so much that where I can't even hardly get to all of them all the time. And I hate that, but it gets a little tough for me sometimes, man.
So I was for the younger people that are watching that may tune in. Mm-hmm. How would you say if they were looking to get into the heating and air business? What would be your advice?
Well, my advice really would be for them to get into some type of vocational school and get started and learn the basic on it. But and of course I never actually went to school for it. I tried for about a couple of months. Went to CARC at night for 2 days a week, about a month. But I ended up in a second year class, and they were teaching above my head. Mm-hmm. I mean, I didn't know what was going on. It was already to the second stage basically, and I didn't even know the first stage. So I just kind of cut that out, and I just kind of done a trial and error and just doing it day by day. And it was a gradual thing too to learn this stuff, you know. And I can go back to say again that God's been good to me, and I just kind of hung in there and never gave up, and it's worked out for me. I tried to, and there's a lot of stuff still yet that I can't work on, but most of my customers that I work for, I don't have to worry about that because they got a lot of high-end units with all kind of gadgets and stuff on them. But the people, my clientele, most of buy just the regular stuff, and I don't have to worry about it. So I can cater to them, and I don't have a whole lot of problem taking care of them. I can satisfy them most of the time, and no problem.
That's good too. Just that you kind of just stay in your lane. You know what I'm saying?
That's exactly right. I know my limitations.
Yeah. Know your limitations.
I know my limitations. Yeah. And so if I run up on one that I think there's gonna be a tiger, you know, I might back off of it. Now, like I said, I'm hardly ever do that. I've had to turn down. Yeah, I turned down. And the thing about them is, what's good about them is they run into problems too, but they got technical support. They call the company. They'll call the company that manufacture that thing, and they'll still, because the company that my son works for, they do the same thing. Mm-hmm. And Marlon been doing that all his life. They'll call tech support and they'll walk them through it. You know, I ain't got no tech support. I just got me. You know, I just got me.
So, how do you ever get jobs? Do Mazel ever give you a call like, "Hey, we got something for you"?
No. Only Gary Mazel give me a. He hint around. He said, "You need to." I thought you was gonna come to work for me. I said, "Man, you had to pay me $25,000 an hour." He said, "We probably could work that out, but you're gonna have to get rid of all your customers and let them come on to me." And I'm thinking this right here. I said, "Ain't no way in the world I can't go to work for $25 an hour.
No way.
I can't. It's almost hard for me. I can't go to work for $50 an hour. Man, I make. Man, I can't do that. I'm $100 an hour, man. You could. Well, I'm just saying, roundabout is certain jobs now. Yeah. I mean, I might go out and do. If you average things out, $25 an hour ain't close to what I'm
not your guy.
Shoot, no. $25, man. I make way more than that, man. Shoot, yeah. There are some jobs that I go on. I make $100 an hour easy. And there are some jobs that I go on that I might not make but $10 an hour. Yeah. But that's just the way this thing roll. But on the average, I would probably put me, if I had to spit out a number, it would have to be at least $50 an hour for me.
So your buddy that used to drive big trucks, not big trucks, but the buses with you.
Which one now?
Sherrill.
Garrett Sherrill, huh?
Garrett Sherrill.
Well, let me tell you what he's doing now. He's the maintenance supervisor.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
At
over there where yeah.
Oh, wow.
So if I was over there right now, he would be my boss.
He would be your boss.
Yeah, I can't stand for that.
It was a point of time though where if you saw him, you was right there. If we saw you, he was right there.
That's right.
You know?
And see, that's funny. I worked with Dad for 22 years, and then after that, he and I were together. You know, and it's kind of funny though. You know, his dad taught me, and he could pretty much say I taught him, and he would probably admit to it too because even if he had a problem, I was his service tech. He called me. Yeah. I'd either walk him through it or come over and show him how to do it, and instead of calling his dad, you know.
Yeah. You know, Dad ain't gonna take a light on you.
And so now right now he's the maintenance supervisor over there, and he decided he gonna hang his tools up and he's not gonna do it anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he don't do no more. He was going out doing service here and there too, but he don't do it anymore now. He just work for the school and go home.
Nice.
And I thought maybe when I retired from the school that. I don't know. I ain't gonna tell you no lie. I guess I never did think that I was gonna be. I ain't think I never thought about coming home, sitting down. So it may just ran across my mind, thought. But other than that, I knew I was gonna be doing something. But I ain't know I was gonna be working as hard as I am right now. Because after I was already busy, but after I got from the school, everything got ramped up. It's worse now than it was when I worked for school.
That's what it is. You got more free time.
That's right.
Call. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. And still, I still end up working a couple of nights here about 2 weeks ago. Worked till 9:30. Out on call. I'm too old for that. I ain't doing that no more. I already told him 5 o'clock my limit.
Did you know it was gonna take you that long? Or
I kept running into stuff. And then I had such a long list. When I got to this one place, it was already like 6. And then when I got over there, boy, I was over there, and I stayed, and I just kept running into stuff, man. I had a leak on this outside condenser, and every time I fix one, it's time-consuming because when I fix a leak, and then I had to pressurize this thing again, and then I find more leaks. The dogs peed on the unit and deteriorated the copper, is what it is. And so he locked his dogs up. He ain't got that no more, but I think I fixed about 7-8 leaks on that unit. Finally got it sealed up, and he ain't called back. But then when I got ready to walk out the door, his other unit, he had 2 units. When I got ready to walk out the door, the condenser motor on that one quit. It's already dark. I fixed it in the dark. I had to put a new motor on it.
Wow.
Oh, man.
This during the summer.
Yeah, about a couple weeks ago.
So you can't go without that air.
You can't go without that air. I tell you what, it could be a rocky road sometime, man. And then what gets me is, let me tell you what gets me more than anything. Sometimes I don't mind all the calls. It's just the distance. I have to run down to McGee. I had to go to Dermont. They want me in Arkansas City. You know, all those places. So they want me to come on the Monticello too, but I turned all them down. But the thing of it is, and in Pine Bluff, I'm like, dog, y'all got 3 or 4 different companies up there that sells air conditioning, and then y'all got all these people that work on them. They probably got, I bet they got 50 servicemen or more up in Pine Bluff. And why you gonna call me to come up to Pine Bluff work on stuff? Oh, you know what they always tell me? Man, I don't deal with none of these people up here. I don't trust none of them.
You don't even know me. What you got?
Most of them do be knowing me though. Most of them from here and the moved up there. The moved up there. They know me one way or the other. They don't trust them.
You got to start putting a mileage fee.
Yeah, you're right. I'm too cheap. You're really. I mean,
no, seriously.
I'm too cheap.
You got to start putting a mileage fee.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You got to charge
if it's a trouble.
54
cents a mile.
Yeah. Call Lynwood. He'll come up here for a little nothing. What they say, man?
What'd you say? It's $100 an hour.
Yeah. That's right. I start telling them that, they'll back off then, won't they? They said, we might as well call the white man. He hired the white man.
It's $100 for them to come look at it.
Yeah.
I'm going to come get you right.
Yeah. That's right. That's true. I'm telling you, there's been a couple of people told me, said, man, look, ever since I've had you working on my unit, I've always got better service out of it now that you working on it, you know. They've had some different. Notice one guy told me he had a company out of Pine Bluff working on his unit. They installed it for him, so he'd always call him back to do the service on it. And when he had a problem, but he said, now that I've been working on it, he got so much better service out of that unit. And now it's been on there so long. He already told me a month ago. He said, in your own time when you get ready, and I ain't done it yet. He said, come put me a new unit on. I said, it's gonna cost you about $4,000-5,000. He said, when you get ready, put me a new unit on.
Okay, unit.
Damn right. So that's money in the bank right there. So I don't got to worry about that. He a man of his word. I've been knowing him for years. He one of my classmates.
So how long it takes you to put a full unit in?
Well, if I don't have now when you say a full unit now, it's
you gotta go outside, inside.
Now it's a couple different things. Now if we just got to do the inside and outside unit, we're probably talking about 6 hours, 4 to 6 hours.
$600 in labor right there.
But the thing about it is, see, when I do whole units, when I got to do the inside unit, the outside unit, the duct work, the electrical, all that kind of stuff. Electrical inside, electrical outside, run your thermostat wires inside and out, and all of it. It's just like trying to put an air conditioner in a matchbox. They ain't got nothing. And you got to run all the power, all everything, all the ducts, everything. Now, that's a different story. And then one like that, it all depends on the drops and stuff. But more than likely, we still could get it done. If it's me and Marlon and maybe Kevin, we still almost can close out in a day, but a day and a half we'll be done with it.
So your boys, your kids actually work alongside you. Mm-hmm. When the job.
I enjoy that too.
Yeah, that's a blessing.
That's a blessing. I enjoy that.
Give them some of your game and have them be able to, because some of them work on their own, right, with their different companies and stuff.
Yeah, because Marlon works.
From you.
He works at Heat and Air already, but Kevin he works cable TV, so he had to kind of he really had to pay attention, you know. Yeah. But Marlon he's in it every day, all day, so most time he always know how this work too. Cause I hate working the inside. No, and he already know I.
Dad got this.
That's right. Yeah. Even though he knows that I don't need him for nothing, he already knows that. I can work the inside as well as I can the outside, but I just choose to work the outside. Yeah. But it's just certain things that we do, and I like the idea that when I get on the job, we get on a job like that, and he work the inside and I work the outside or whatever. I don't have to tell him. Yeah. I don't have to tell him nothing. He don't have to tell me nothing. He go in there and do his work, and I do mine. Yeah. And boy, that's a blessing there. Yeah. So that is a blessing.
You ain't got a babysitter coach through everything either.
Sure don't, man. You know what I'm saying? Sure don't. And but most time when we do the duct work, we the only duct work we'll do is flex. That's the only one I'll agree to. Yeah. I won't do the hard metal pipe because it's just too much time. Well, it's time consuming and stuff. Yeah. So, but when we do that, so far on every job, and it's been that way forever, I had to cut every hole. I cut every hole in the ceiling. After I cut the holes, then most of the time Kevin will do the boots and Marlon will do the stringing of the duct work. But boy, well, everybody knows just about what their job is. You know.
When did you start them into like bringing them along?
Well, I brought them along as soon as they start begging. When they got old enough to start begging, then they start coming with me and doing stuff. Yeah, y'all come on. Y'all 11, 12 years old, you can get to hang with your daddy too and make some money. Yeah. Give you some money, you don't know nothing. Bring them home. Bring them home.
You know what I'm saying? You able to pick that up when you're 11 and 12.
Yeah. And I bet you the memories.
Yeah. Too. Yeah. And the thing about it is, the only one that and Marlon was determined he was gonna be just like his daddy. He kind of tripped me out because when he first, I think it was in Tennessee, he got a job in Tennessee, I think first doing his heat and air, but he was installer. He would help him install units and install the duct. And so I finally told Marlon, I said, Marlon, you're gonna have to get into service tech. I said, because that'll work your brain, and you'll find out how these air conditioners work. And you'll run into new problems every day, and it'll make you smart. Yeah. I said, because this putting in the unit, I mean, after you do them so much, I mean,
It's routine.
it's routine. There you go. So when he first got into the service tech out in Texas, and boy, I tell you, that phone of mine was ringing.
Hey, Dad.
Man, you know what? Let me
call him
Daddy. Yeah, you know what? I was almost to the point where I was say, son, you ain't cut out for this. Get out of it.
Maybe you gonna be a carpenter.
Get out of this, dude.
Son, they got a sales division. You need to go down.
But like I was telling you, the way I did, it's gradual, one day at a time, right?
One day at a time.
I kept getting less and less calls, less and less calls. You know how to get.
It's like
He still call me every now and then now, but boy,
I can just imagine
every now and then.
But that's something that's like a mechanic though. You know, you're gonna always run into even a mechanic probably don't run into as many problems because on the car hood. There's only so much you gonna see on the car hood.
But no, like these new cars, man.
Well, the new cars, but I'm saying like air conditioning, like you said, the dog is pissing on the damn thing.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's just different stuff like
it's
that.
Different stuff,
you might
man.
Get a coon or a squirrel nest or just eating something up and stuff like
some wires.
Yeah,
man. While you mentioned that, I was down there, man. They had a unit in the attic, and they had a condensation line, which is the water line that runs and drop the water. Off the unit, because all units make water, but they condensate, but they got to get rid of water. And then, I don't know if it had been a squirrel or something, but that dude got up in that attic and he chewed on that plastic pipe, and they had water coming down in the ceiling.
Oh, man.
So what I done was I got up there and got that fixed up, and then I had to, it was a hole in the side where the lines come in, about that big around, so I had to seal that up. When I sealed that up, and then that stopped the problem. He couldn't get back in, see.
Just like the little foam stuff.
Well, no, on that particular one, it was a wooden house, and the wall wasn't about that thick. So I cut it out me a piece of metal and screwed over there, and then caulked around it. Yeah, and we stopped that business. But
have some ingenuity.
Yeah, that sucker, man. You gotta have some ingenuity in this business. I'm telling you, I run, man. When you fabricate, when you take out a unit and you put something back in, nothing ever gonna be the same size and match back up to your ductwork.
So
you got to go to work, and when you set your other new unit down on that platform, it's already a hole there. It's not gonna mean it's gonna match yours. Oh man, you got to know. You got to do the measuring tape. You got to be smart enough to think of something. We always work it out though, man, and it always look good too. We always be proud when we get through. We try to do a good job, and I tell you what, that Marlon, proud of him. Proud of him. He do a good job. He do things the way that, like I say, I don't have to check behind him, and when I go look at it, it's look like about what that's about what I would have done. It looks good.
He's sharper than you now, huh?
Well, he think he is.
he probably move faster than he's sharp.
Yeah, he pretty sharp now. I'm telling you, that boy sharp now. He can take care of my business anytime. I recommend it to people up there because I had a young lady call me from Dumas. She got a house in Redfield, and she, you don't come up this way, do you? I said, no, not really for service work. Of course, we done a job up there about 3 weeks ago, me and Marlon, for Perry Camel. Put him a new system in, but Marlon had already went up there and diagnosed everything, and so anything up that way, shoot. I gave him Marlon's number, and he gonna check it out for a situation. But one thing about him, he kind of like a daddy. He don't give up easy. When he get through with it, 90% of the time, it's gonna be fixed.
It's gonna be right.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Right.
No matter what you had, no matter who you had to ask or whatever. I ain't too proud to beg. Go ahead on, and I'm gonna ask somebody. I'm fixing this damn thing.
But with knocking it out, you know what I'm saying? With just having that determination,
yeah,
that saves time because I ain't got to come back tomorrow.
That's right.
And there's no money in your pocket. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
Because I can start on something else.
I'm telling you, man. He's super now. I'm gonna have to go ahead on and say he's probably a chip off the old block. Maybe a bigger and better chip. I don't know, but he's pretty good.
So for the people that's watching this, where we at?
We at my house. What do you mean? We in my shop.
This the shop. This the man
shop,
cave.
man. This the man cave. Yeah.
So
shop, aka what did it say? AKA man cave.
Yeah.
He could probably build your house, right?
We got all
shop right here. You got a
man.
torch over there. You can wheel something up.
You can't never build one big enough. I built this one, it ain't big enough, and I built one over there, and it ain't big enough. So, hey, man, I tell you, I don't know.
So, we're wrapping it up. What would, I guess, because like I said, we doing this for, just to give some game back and shine a light on you, which you've been a blessing to the community. So, I guess, what would you want the people to know? Like, what would you like to leave off on the people to know?
I want the people to know that the Lord's been good to me. He gave me the courage and determination, and that's what it's going to take to be successful. Never give up. Keep on believing in yourself and keep on believing in God and trusting the Lord, and it's going to be fine after that. I mean, just got to apply yourself, and that's what's done it for me. That's all I can say, and I know that's the way it is because I ain't been no school for nothing, So, I mean, it's got to be the Lord. So. That's what I want them to do. They've got to be determined to do good, and you will, and trust in the Lord, and you'll be able to do good. It won't be a problem. Awesome. Yeah.
So as far as Dumas and the city here for the community, who do you think should be here next at this same platform where we can discuss things and give back to the community and just share experiences?
Who's someone you'd recommend for us to interview?
Well, I tell you what. It's just like what my wife said. Of course, Mr. McCarroll, he would be a good one too.
Mr. McCarroll.
Yeah, boy, I tell you what, Mr. McCarroll do good work, and at his age, he's still driving real hard. He get a lot of calls, and I know Mr. McCarroll ain't got to work as hard as he do. He's financially set, but he's kind of like me. He do it for the people. I know you don't want to just sit around all day and do nothing, but he still ain't got to work as hard as he worked, and he's kind of disappointed in these young folks around here because, he says nobody else around here want to get up off their butt and do nothing. They want to learn a trade and do anything. It's a lot of young folks, but I tell you what, with my trade, I've had a lot of young folks, and it's probably me, and I apologize for that. It's a lot. I've turned down a lot of young folks because I'm so used to working by myself and with my kids. Yeah. I'm so satisfied with that I just don't want to. And it's a job to take on somebody else and train them, Yeah. And to where you can trust them. And sometimes I feel like I probably should have done that. I feel guilty about that. But then I did train more than them, and they're good,
You passed that down to your boys.
I passed it down to the boys.
And post-retirement was the only time that you had the time just allowed for that.
Right. Uh-huh. Yeah. I tell you what, it get tough out there. They work old man to death out there, buddy. It's rough. But I tell you what, I love Dumas. They taking care of me. They taking care of me. They believe and trust in me, and that's good enough. But they need to lighten up on me a little bit now. No, I am an old man. Oh shoot, they've been good to me though. I appreciate them. I do.
Well, I think that's gonna be a wrap, man. Episode 2, Jack of All Trades podcast. Mr. Lynwood Larkins. We got him in the man cave. Well, he invited us to the man cave.
Right. Yeah.
Gave us a bunch of game. Gave us a bunch of knowledge. A bunch of motivation too. Right. Apply yourself. Believe in yourself.
Right.
Believe in God. Keep hustling.
Right.
It's gonna be a wrap, man.
That's it. Thank you, Mr. Lynwood, for coming on.
Appreciate y'all, man.
Really appreciate you.
Enjoyed it. Right. It's a wrap now?
It's a wrap.
Oh, man. I'll tell you what. I didn't know I talked so damn much.
Man, that was a great first.